You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Folks, speaking of running for re-election, many Democrats, including Congressional Black Caucus members, are running to the aid of Congressman Eliot Engel, who is facing a very challenging race in the primary from Jamaal Bowman. Bowman is closing in on him, and he has done what a lot of folks do. Engel went on the attack, calling Bowman a fake Democrat and a bad educator. I wonder what Jamaal Bowman thinks. He joins us right now. Jamaal, first of all, you are a fake Democrat. How long have you been a Democrat?
I've been a Democrat for 2 years now. I was an independent prior to that.
And so when he calls you a fake Democrat, is he essentially trying to say you're a Republican?
I think that's what he's trying to say, yes. He's tried to connect me to John McCain through some of his negative mailers that he sent out. It's ludicrous. I mean, he's very desperate. You know, we're near the end of the race. The polls just came out today. We're 10 points ahead. So he's doing what many politicians who are up against the ropes do. They try to slander. So that's where we are now. So
bad educator. So have you had any strikes against you in education?
No, actually, we've been celebrated as a school. In 2015, we had the number one combined growth score average.
What school is that?
The Cornerstone Academy for Social Action Middle School.
Okay.
I'm actually the founding principal of that school. I opened that school in 2009, along with parents, teachers, and students. And in 2015, we had the highest combined growth score average in the city. We had grades of A and B when they gave out report card grades. And we're a project-based learning school focused on culturally responsive education, restorative justice, and trauma-informed practices. And the city and state keep lists of schools that are failing, and we've never been on that list. Once again, just a smear campaign.
When Ayanna Pressley was running for Congress in Massachusetts, many CBC members came to the aid of the long-term incumbent, a white male. Same thing is happening here. Does it bother you that Congressional Black Caucus members are coming to the aid of incumbent Engel?
No, I don't expect them to support me just because I'm black. I expect them to support me because I'm the more viable and better candidate. And that has been shown throughout this campaign. Listen, Congressman Engel's been in office 31 years. He's lived in Maryland for 27 of those years, claiming his home in Maryland as his primary residence for over a decade. I've been here working in public education for 20 years on the ground with families who have been most disenfranchised. So that's what's exciting about this campaign. That's why so many people have supported us, including Senator Sanders, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, and Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, just to name a few.
When is the primary?
June 23rd on Tuesday.
All right, then. Well, we certainly appreciate it. We look forward to seeing what happens. Jamaal Bowman, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Robert, I want to start with you. A lot of, look, politics are politics. Incumbents want to protect incumbents. There are a lot of people who are angry that Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was running or supporting candidates who are running against incumbents. I remember Congressman Hilliard years ago when Arthur Davis ran against him, he lost. He was very upset. We see that I think David Scott in Georgia is facing a runoff as well. Congresswoman Yvette Clarke is facing a very tough race as well. Look, here's my deal here, and I'm very clear on this, Robert. No politician, black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, doesn't matter. They do not own a seat. And if someone challenges them, guess what? You run. And that's the way it should be. So when people say, oh, my God, how dare they run against? No, you don't own a seat. It's the public's seat.
You're absolutely correct. Now, I think the power of incumbency is one of the primary reasons that we get so little done on the state level, local and national level. People will think that they live there. That is their only job. If you ever want to have fun, go walk around your state house or your city council or even Congress and ask people how the hell they get paid. What do they do for money? Because often legislating and being in power is the only means to an end that they have. And they believe that the only point of being in office is to stay in office. That influences how you vote. Well, how you vote. That influences how bold the legislation you put up is, as Scott was saying in the last segment. So I do think that we have to make sure that we are giving challengers a fair chance and a fair shake. I ran for a state rep back in 2012 against another African American, and the level of hate and vitriol that you get as that insurgent incoming candidate is amazing, to the point of people tearing down your character. Because my last name is strange, they did robocalls saying I was a white Republican running in a Democratic district. So these types of dirty tricks are very common, and we do need to work on pumping new blood and new oxygen into the room, new ideas, more bold plans, bold action. Just look at the way that Ayanna Pressley and Ocasio-Cortez and Omar and Tlaib and that freshman class have pushed the progressive agenda in Congress in ways that we haven't seen in generations. So it's important to get that new blood in there.
I don't see what the problem is, Brooke. Look, I get it. Nobody wants to have to sit here. Folks want to be safe. They don't want to have to go out there and campaign. But anybody gets to run.
And it's so funny because people are always thinking a little too late. Politicians think a little too late. They get really frustrated when it comes election time. But you have actually a better spot, a better position, being the incumbent, being the person who's in office, being the person who has the ability to create change, meaningful change, right? You are the face of it. You have the spot right now. And so he could have been focused on doing things that would encourage voters to vote for you, like with the position that you're in. It's almost like they're there and the focus becomes just staying there. But that's not how you do it.
Yep, absolutely. But look. I'm sorry, Scott. I mean, you've run, and here's the deal. You know what's a trip to me? The people who are in Congress, most of them, they ran against somebody.
That's right, they did. But having represented a lot of corrupt elected officials and government officials in my legal career, let me tell you what happens. They get comfortable. They get entitled, or they feel entitled. They go out and people stand and they're called honorable, and they trade votes, and they're power brokers. They don't have a lot of money, but they got power. And then all of that comes into play every 2 years or 4 years when you run for office. And it all says, I'm entitled. How dare you run against me? And they lose sight of the fact that it's a political process, that anybody can run against you. And yeah, if you don't toil in the fields, if you don't nurture those relationships with those voters day in and day out, if you don't deliver the bacon, because it's still a political process, yeah, you can get beat. You can get beat bad. But the accoutrements and the accommodations of being in office, federal office or local, is overwhelming. And it's intoxicating. And they either commit a crime or they lose an election, because that becomes the dominant force in their, quote, public service versus public service over personal benefit. Well, I've seen it happen over 30 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would love to see some folks do lose, and like folks like Matt Getz of Florida. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin unfiltered video in just one moment. Fam, we support black businesses, obviously, and so check out these headphones by Ceek. Mary Spio, a sister, she is the designer, the inventor, the creator of these unbelievable great headphones, 360-degree sound 4D headphones. If you do gaming, you can use these headphones. You can actually talk. There's Bluetooth as well. Unbelievable. And so they got a partnership with us, folks, and that is you have a promo code. If you buy these headphones, you get a discount. Go to Ceek.com and use the promo code right there. You see it, RMVIP2020. RMVIP 2020. And so we certainly want to thank Mary Spio and the folks at Ceek.com.